to Small Business Saturday.
Welcome to Small Business Saturdays video series with your host and my husband.
And my dad, Aaron Montgomery.
Join the conversation.
Let's talk some business.
Good morning. Welcome to Small Business Saturdays. My name is Aaron Montgomery, and you can find me over at aaronmontgomery.info. I think I'm used to the two regular guys intro there. So good morning. Happy, Cheryl, good morning. How are you? Up and at it early. How are things coming for the summit? I'm getting pretty excited about my trip. Actually, right after this, we'll be hoping to polish up my slides and finish the handouts with a few more little bits of information and sending them over your way. So good morning. Thank you for joining me here this morning. Hope everybody's off to a great start to their Saturday. Nice and early here. It's going to be a little rainy, the usual weather report here, but got a big night ahead. My wife's birthday party is actually going to be tonight. Yesterday was her birthday, but we're celebrating with a bunch of our friends here tonight. So really looking forward to getting together with everybody tonight. All right, well, I'm going to actually dive in here so I can get along and get you guys on your way and get into your Saturday. So let me know what you guys have going on today and Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon. What are you working on this week? Are you going to recharge? Are you going to work on some things for your business? What do you got going on? So today, I would like to talk to you guys about the abundance mentality. And like a lot of the things that I talk about here on Small Business Saturdays, a lot of these topics for me are an opportunity to explore a little more in depth things that I want to work on in myself and my business and in general. So some of you know about it. Some of you might not know about it, but I am actually working on a project that just kind of taking two regular guys to that next level, not really changing or doing anything big there, but again, taking it to the next level. And so still trying to figure out exactly what it is, but have some ideas, have some thoughts. And a big part of it, though, is just kind of defining what the core values of this thing was going to be. And there's a few of them, and I've actually got them on the wall up here. That's why I'm looking over here. But, so I want to kind of explore these topics a little bit, but I also want to, kind of just talk about how we can fit these things into our business, into our daily lives and whatnot. So if you'll go to the link down there at the bottom, tworegularguys.com/decorators community, you can sign up to get more information as we know more as things come out, and you just be part of the ground floor. We're also going to ask for feedback. We're also going to, just figure out what it is that is going to be the most helpful for our community as a whole. So let's see what we got going on here. A couple more things. So Sandy says, good morning. Hey, good morning, Sandy. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. And Cheryl says, doing awesome. Thank you. I'm excited for the summit and seeing everyone. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Cheryl has been putting in a Herculean amount of work to pull this thing off. And it sounds, everything I've heard so far, everything I've heard from people that are planning to attend, the excitement. But fortunately for me, I get a little bit of a backseat look because of my friendship with Cheryl. So I am super excited about what she's putting together here, the inaugural Sublimation Summit. We'll see what Cheryl has to say, if there's any more spots available, but if not, then make sure that you get on her list. But sublimationsummit.com is where you want to go there. And Todd, good morning. Thank you so much for joining me here this morning. Nice and early. Hopefully your Saturday is off to a great start. I know you're an early morning guy, so good stuff there. Okay, guys. So like I said, I want to discuss these topics a little bit, but I really want your feedback. I really want to hear your thoughts. And so, like I said, one of the core values of this Decorators Community program that I'm working on with Terry and Eric, and just in general, like I said, this is kind of a dream of mine to build a community around our industry that can be all encompassing and raise the tide. So abundance is what I want to talk about today. So first, I guess the thing to do would be to kind of define what an abundance mentality is. And so again, I'd love to get your thoughts, and you tell me what you think an abundance mentality is to you. For me, an abundance mentality means when you look at a situation, when you, let's say, a new business starts up just up the street from you that could quote unquote be competition, that you look at that and go, well, that's a great opportunity to make a new relationship, or whatever that kind of, when you think of it as competition, that it is actually an opportunity, that basically there's enough for everybody, that there is an abundance of things. So all I have to do is put my mind to it, visualize, work on it, and get there, and I can have everything that I want, everything that I've ever desired. And by changing our mentality there, we get our brain thinking about those things. We get the universe, so to speak, working on those challenges of how do we get everything that we need? How do we give back so much that things come to us as well? Those types of thoughts and mentalities. So to me, that's what an abundance mentality is. And one of the reasons why this is so important to me and a core value of mine is that it's also been a challenge of mine throughout the course of my life, really. But one of the, and I'll go to what my strengths are and what my core values are. I have them in the front of my little notebook here. So one of the biggest parts of who I am is the competition side of me. I'm a very competitive person. I'm always, reaching for first place. That's always been something, I don't know, even throughout my youth sports career, playing soccer, and I would get so passionate about it that I'd nearly, it would take over because I just wanted to do everything I could to win, that kind of thing. And so thinking about an abundance mentality when competition is a big part of your life, that's a very challenging thing. So, I've explored this over the last few years, a big part of my life, really. I've explored it, but consciously explored it over the last several years. And it's become very interesting to me that I think it's really squirrel. There's a squirrel moment for me, but this was hilarious. Yep, that definitely was my mentality there, Todd, quoting the great Ricky Bobby, who's a fictional character, but if you're not first, you're last. So yes, that was that's heck, today that still is my mentality. But you know what? I can be first, and if first is way up here and everybody else is way up here, then that's what the abundance mentality to me is all about, is getting to that point where we take everybody so far up that we're just all happy. We're just all feel successful. We've set ourselves up and done all that. So again, combining this competition and abundance mentality, I didn't realize that about the things around me that made a lot of sense. So some of you that know me know that a big passion outside of this and our industry for me is volleyball. I've been a pretty avid volleyball player ever since very end of high school for me, because there wasn't boys volleyball where I grew up. But I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the sport. I fell in love with the community. I fell in love with just everything about it. So obviously the competition side of it was a big part of what I fell in love with. But I came to find out in volleyball, especially indoors, a six person team, 6+ person team. Nowadays it's actually 7 plus the bench and all that kind of fun stuff. And I'm going to sneeze, so hold on one second. Okay. Yeah. Changing weather here. All right. So the competition side of it was something that I really fell in love with. But what I discovered very early on was that some of the most talented teams that I got to play on, where all of the players were super talented, could play really well, were not necessarily always the best teams that I was a part of. Some of the teams that won the most, that had the most fun and were the most successful, didn't have a group of the most talented guys. We had some pretty good players, and we had, maybe 1 or 2 really talented guys, but we also had a lot of other people that were a different part of that cog, where maybe weren't the best. For me, as I grew and progressed, I'm 6 feet tall, and in the volleyball world, at that time, I was right on the border. Nowadays, I'm basically a midget compared to a lot of the guys. You're talking 6'9" guys across the board on the national team these days. So that's the kind of thing that was interesting to me, is that all of a sudden this team was better than the individual parts were. So a really good story that kind of was the light bulb moment for me. Again, if you're not an avid volleyball fan like me, you may have not known this, but it was a pretty big deal in the U.S. because the men's national team in 2008 won the gold medal. And that team was probably one of the most interesting teams that the USA national team had ever fielded, because it was a big transition year. They had a lot of superstars and a lot of guys that were really good, but were getting older. And a bunch of those guys actually got cut off the team and didn't make the team. And there was a ton of controversy, and people were like, oh my God, how is this guy not playing? How is this guy not playing? Who are these guys that are going to the national team to represent our country in volleyball? And what the coach explained later, in an interview that actually what started me podcasting was this volleyball show that I watched, but they were interviewing the coach after they won the gold medal. And he said, well, here's what I learned. The biggest challenge for me was the fact that I was not putting together a team to take to the Olympics that was the 12 most talented volleyball players in the United States. I was putting together a team that was the 12 most compatible, talented volleyball players in the world. And that because I knew that our most talented guys could not beat the most talented guys in the world as individuals. But if we could get a group that worked together for a common goal, for a common theme, we could beat anybody in the world with our talent, because we supported each other. And I'm going to sneeze again, honey. So sorry, guys. Wow. I don't know where this came from. So, and the term that he used was really an interesting term to me. And I've loved this term. I haven't figured out how to use it more in my life, but I'm going to use it here because he called it co-opetition. He basically had these guys in the gym that were all fighting for a spot on the Olympic roster. And the guys that he chose were not necessarily the guys that were, again, the most talented guys. They were the guys that worked. Thank you, Sandy. She said, bless you. They were the guys that worked the hardest and fought their tails off for the position, but at the same time were the best teammates. So even the guy that they were working against to, have that position was also their best friend, was also the person they supported and lifted up. And he called it co-opetition. And I love that word. And to me, okay, so that's the abundance mentality for me because of my competitive nature, is that co-opetition. Okay, I want to do more. I want to push everybody forward, but I also want to support you. And I also want to do more because I know there's plenty out there for us. So that part was a big part of what abundance was for me. So let me get to a couple of the comments here just to make sure I keep, I appreciate everybody tuning in. This is great. Joseph, good morning. Thank you so much for joining me. And Jason, great to have you along as well. Cheryl says, I think personal success is staying the course, not comparing yourself, but striving to be the best you can be. Over the long run, you win. That's perfect, Cheryl. Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with that. That, for a long time in my business career, I was so focused on what the other guy was doing and how do I do that better? Or, oh boy, they're doing this, so I need to go do that. Not realizing that, no, what I needed to do was focus on myself, my company, what we were doing. And like Cheryl said, stay the course, do the right things, make decisions. So successful people, and I think I've talked about this before, but successful people make decisions quickly and make changes very slowly, because they go with their gut. They understand what they need to do. They know who they are, and they focus on themselves, and then they stick with it because they realize that success is probably right there on that other side of failure. So here we go. Coopetition, close, when you work with your competitors to better each other. I love it. Thank you, Todd. All right. So there's the first part of it. How do we meld our desire as humans to be the best, to strive, to be more, with our need for community, our need to raise each other up, the need for us to succeed by showing an abundance mentality. So that's the first part of it. The second thing that kind of was another light bulb moment for me, and I've always kind of thought this, but to have language to be able to put to it. Some of you guys will remember this. It was early on this year, I think, in 2019. I had a gentleman on here named Dale Furtwingler. Sorry, I always struggle with his last name. But Dale is a fantastic guy. He's been somebody I've really enjoyed getting to know and getting to meet. And former accountant and all this other stuff. But he came on Small Business Saturdays here to talk about what did he call it? The profiling of your ideal customer. And he had a really interesting take on it. He's got a great book that I would recommend you grabbing on the topic. But he also has another book about the universe and kind of working within the universe and asking the questions of the universe. And so I was talking to him about the show and about coming on and being a part of Small Business Saturdays. And we were talking about what we're going to talk about and what he was going to be able to bring to you guys, the viewers, and to me, the host, and all this other stuff. And I started thinking, okay, well, I need to make sure I understand what he's going to get out of this, spending his time on a Saturday morning with me. And so I asked him, I just said, so Dale, what is it that I can do for you? And he, without hesitation, said, here's my thought, Aaron. I feel that I can't outgive the universe. So for me, I just want to give. And I found the more that I give, the more that I get back. And I said, wow, that is an interesting way to go about it. So he got rid of the whole thought process of what's in it for me. Obviously, he's going to follow his gut and he's going to do the things that he feels right for him. But to go into situations just thinking about what's in it for me was gone for him. He went into the situation going, okay, this feels right. I'm going to give of my time, of myself, of whatever. And then the universe or however it is that you look at that, God, all of those things. And all of those things are wonderful. And we have to have our own belief systems. And so I can't outgive that belief system. I can't give more than the universe or the world will give back to me. And I know that there are times in our lives where we sit and look at that and go, Aaron, that is BS. And I've had lots of times in my life where I feel like that, where it's like, I don't think I can give anymore. I've given so much and I feel like people have taken so much that I have to stop. But guess what? That is that failure moment. That is that, what Todd, you called it, I think it was last week, you called it the chaos moment. That time where you're just like, forget this, screw you people, so to speak. Well, guess what? Right past that is the whole, what Cheryl just said. I'll pop that one up here too. I completely agree. You reap what you sow. So you're giving, you're putting the seeds in, you're sowing, so to speak. And if you just wait long enough, if you just stick with it, you just have that abundance mentality, right on the other side is going to be that give. And again, these are concepts that have been so tough for me. In fact, heck, I just actually had a light bulb moment right now where, and Todd says there's always chaos before clarity. I just had a light bulb moment right now where, I was saying something to my wife about something that she was doing. And I was just like, man, you just give so much. But then I realized, that she gives so much, but she gets so much back. And that's just one of those mentality shifts that you've got to have. So that's kind of my wrapped up take. I kind of had two parts of it, the competition and then the getting rid of the what's in it for me thought. So here's my challenge. And again, I want to hear what you guys have to say. If you guys have anything more on this, you have any questions that you want me to answer about what this mentality is, put holes in my theory here. But I really, truly believe that we can all have an abundance mentality, give, and not worry about what it's in it for us, work together with our competition, work together with the other people in our industry, and the rising tide will occur. When we're fighting, when we're mad at each other, when we're, you believe this, so you're stupid, those kinds of thoughts happen. That's when things start to go down. That's when we get worn out. We don't feel good. When we do feel good, and I'm making this blanket statement for all of us because, like I said, I want you to put some holes in this if this doesn't hold water for you, because I think it's true. When we do give, when we do more with our community, when we collaborate, when we do all of these things together without that what's in it for me mentality, things get better. And they may not get better on the exact time that we want it to, but they are going to get better as long as you stay the course and you work through that. So here we go. Todd says, I can build our success, but it's been way more rewarding when I see others post their success. Absolutely. That's huge. Yep. And I'll take that one step further if you don't mind, Todd, and I'm going to, so you can't really say anything, but that's the great part about being on this side of the camera, is if you take that one step further, is that not only Todd's going to build his success. Absolutely. 100%. I believe that wholeheartedly. When he gets that rewarding experience of seeing other people's success, if that is driving him to do even more in his side of things. That's inspiring, that gives you ideas, that, all of these positive things that come out of looking for other people's success. So perfect. Jason says, my 12-year-old was listening and said, so don't give up on the seeds so you can get the harvest. Oh man, Jason, that's awesome. Yeah. And here's another quick tip, and Jason knows this obviously, but a lot of things that I've talked about here and other things like that are things that, yeah, my son has those same moments where he goes, oh, and for him, light bulb goes off. He says, kids are way smarter than we are. They haven't been beaten down and had so many things happen in their lives yet. So they don't have all of the fog in the way. So yeah, ask your kids what they think about these subjects and get their take on them. That's huge. I love that. And the best part about this whole thing, Jason, is that as we talk about these things, as we live these things in our lives, we're creating a better future for our kids too, which, could make me start crying if I think about it too much. So I love that stuff. Okay. So here's the deal. Again, I want you guys to keep bringing your thoughts here. And, but here's my challenge to me and to you. I say that we make a very conscious effort between, I want to do this forever, but let's just give it a try. Maybe we can't prove that an abundance mentality is going to bring more to us, that we can't outgive the universe. And maybe we can prove, maybe if I worked a little harder, I could probably prove that. But I'm willing to take a little bit of a blind leap of faith here. And I say, let's try it. Now, again, I don't expect you to just believe me because I'm sitting here on this side of the camera. What I would challenge you to do is say, let's try this. Let's get rid of the what's in it for me mindset. And let's try it for a week, 2 weeks. Okay. So whatever 2 weeks is from now, let's see, what's today? The 20th, 27th. So 4th, 5th. Okay. Between now and the 5th of October, which will be the last day of ISS Fort Worth, between now and the 5th of October, let's make a very conscious effort to base all of our decisions around an abundance mentality. Get rid of the what's in it for me and try it. And if that works for you, then I want to hear about it. If that doesn't work for you, I want to hear about it. So let me go put this up here. Actually, let me get to Todd's comment real quick first. Kids having 100% I can do anything anytime. We as parents are the ones that stifle them with no's. Absolutely. Yeah. They have the mindset that we need to have, that we can do whatever we want, whenever we want, as much as we want, and as parents, again, that's our challenge. How do we let them explore, do the things that they want, and still keep them alive? That's the challenge to me. My wife and I always tell our son that our number one job is to keep him safe. And beyond that, everything else is gravy. But sometimes we overdo it and keep him too safe. So, and don't let him explore. So anyhow, I want to hear about it. I want to hear what your thoughts are after this 2 weeks. Along the way is fine too. Email me, hit me up here on Facebook, whatever's easiest. My email's up there, up here in this right there, Aaron@montcoconsulting.com. So hit me up there. Let's do this, guys. Let's have an abundance mentality. And again, a really conscious, focused, not just, okay, yep, I'm in, and then let it go away. But as things come up in front of you, as opportunities present themselves, if your gut says, yeah, this is a pretty good deal, then stop right there and do it. Don't question, okay, what's in it for me? Todd says, I can't make any more kids. I better focus on keeping them safe. Yep, absolutely. Sounds like everything I've heard about your kids. You've done a wonderful job, Todd. So congrats. All right. So perfect. Everybody good with that? Are we on board? Who's in? Okay. I'm in. All right. So while we're working on that, I do want to just real quick, a little plug for my marketing program coming up here, Becoming a Digital Marketing Superhero webinar. If you go to aaronmontgomery.info/marketing and get signed up, limited to 50 seats, and had about, I think, 15 signups, if I remember right so far. So there's still some room left, but we're getting a little bit closer, and I haven't really done a whole lot of my own marketing on it yet, other than mentioning it a few times on Two Regular Guys and here on Small Business Saturdays. So Montgomery.info marketing right up here, and check that out. Let me check a couple more comments here. Cheryl says, I'm in. Sandy says, me too. Perfect. Excellent. Good stuff. Looking forward to it. And perfect. One other plug that I wanted to make here again is for Cheryl. And Cheryl, tell me again if there's still spots, but I'm going to assume that there are still spots. So if you go to sublimationsummit.com and get signed up, and Sandy says, let me get to this in 1 second, Sandy, because I was talking about Cheryl's Sublimation Summit happening here. So Cheryl, if there's more spots, let me know. But like I said, I'm going to assume that there are. So go to sublimationsummit.com and sign up for that, and just get down to the Atlanta area next. Let's see, I'm heading down on the 26th, so I think it's the 27th. But here's the deal. It's going to be awesome. And she says, we have very few left, sold out the first time. So you're going to have to talk nice to Cheryl and be able to get in, but just head over to sublimationsummit.com. There's 192 classes, 3,040 classes, something like that. An amazing lineup. I'm teaching 2 classes there, one about e-commerce, one about setting up your business. So I'm really excited to offer those 2 classes and hang out and get to see everybody and get to meet a lot of folks face to face. So perfect there. And all right. There we go, Todd. Okay, so back to my marketing program. Sorry about that. Let me answer Sandy's question here real quick first. What if I can't make the actual date of the marketing webinar? Totally understand, Sandy. So here's the deal. It is going to be recorded, but only for the people that sign up. And the reason for that is that I want to be able to. Part of what I'm doing with this webinar is that there will be some one-on-one opportunities afterwards where we can, after we get our plans together, after you kind of get your template together and all that other stuff, you can get on my calendar and we can discuss, what you've got going on, talk about some specific ideas for your business and whatnot. So even if you can't make it, go ahead and get signed up. And then before you get signed up, though, use the coupon code community because that will get you 50% off. And that will get you, so it's $24.99. And just do that $24.99. Now, the other part is this is on Veterans Day. And so if you are a veteran or an active military, I'd rather you just go down to the bottom right corner and hit the donate button and donate some money to Wounded Warriors Project. And if you do that, then you're also signed up. So again, that's for military personnel, either active currently or veterans. And again, just donate it. It can be $5, it can be $50, whatever it is that feels right for you. Just donate. All that money is going to go to Wounded Warrior directly. That's not going to be a portion of the of the donations. It's going to be all of those donations down in the bottom right corner. Just click on that donate button, and so either use community to sign up, and it'll be $24.99. AaronMontgomery.info/marketing to do that. And then Todd says, well, it looks like we need to hold you accountable for that. Find 5 signups in the next week. All right, Todd, deal. It's right there. I'm going to make that happen. Yeah, I've got a couple of things that I'm planning on doing this week. So hopefully that will get us there, get us those 5. So, yep, check in with me. Let me know. But if you guys want to help me get to that 5, I would really appreciate it. So go ahead and get over there and sign up. All right, you guys. So anything else? Are we good? Are we excited for the abundance mentality? I'm ready. Like I said, a lot of these topics that I love to explore is a lot for me to explore too, because these are things that I want to work on in my life. So I am so excited to work on these things together with you guys. Appreciate you getting up bright and early on a Saturday and spending a little time with me. So there we go. Have a great Saturday, you guys. And there we go. Let's change our Todd. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Holding me accountable. Hopefully, no, it will. Yep. I got to change my language. I appreciate that. Yes, we will have 5 signups. So this time next week, and next week at this time, I'm going to be in Atlanta. So we'll see what's going on. I don't know exactly all the timing of everything, so you guys will have to bear with me, but maybe I will do a little live from the Sublimation Summit if that all works out. And so won't be quite the regularly scheduled program next Saturday, but by this time next Saturday, we will be at 20 people in our marketing class. So that's only 30 spots left, and it will fill up. All the people I've talked to just get, that's the way everybody works. We wait until the last second, but don't wait. Okay. All right, you guys, thank you so much for a great Saturday morning and exploring this topic with me. And we will catch you next Saturday. And next Friday, tune in to 2 Regular Guys, because it will be without me. And so you guys got to go hold Terry and Eric accountable for a great show over there. Okay. So tune into that on Facebook.com/2 Regular Guys. Awesome. You guys have a great day. I will talk to you soon.